The rematch of Super Bowl 43 is taking place here today on the back half of this CBS doubleheader as Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers take on Josh Rosen and the new-look Cardinals from State Farm Stadium. Kickoff is next.
This is Madden 19. I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. We're just about set to get started, and this ought to be a good one between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Arizona Cardinals. With that, let's get out to the desert, standing by in Glendale. Here are Brandon Gotton and Charles Davis.
Brief notes, this is the last game before Pittsburgh travels to London next week. Pittsburgh is coming off of their win last week over Green Bay and James Conner's breakout game. See what he does today against the Cardinals defense. We'll find out right now.
Quickly, your keys to the game.
Well, partner, I can give you the standard ones: turnovers, special teams play. But here's one that doesn't get talked about much anymore, and that's time of possession. Whoever controls the football, gives a defense a break, and takes care of business, that's the team that's going to win this ball game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. Leading them out is the former first runner from all the way back in 2004 from Miami of Ohio, Ben Roethlisberger.
We talk so often about his physical attributes. Of course, the Big Ben nickname, his ability to take hits in the pocket, his ability to extend plays and get outside of the pocket. But how about this for efficiency? Top 10 in career NFL passer rating. He's one of the top 5 winningest quarterbacks in NFL history. That's pretty darn good.
And now movement here right away. Maybe a sign of things to come with this crowd.
I'll start offense.
And that'll set them back 5.
Still first down.
A false start backs them up 5. First and 15. They'll run it now. And they will lose yardage on the play. Back in his own 19-yard line. And that's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
I know when I was a kid, I always get real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, third down. On your screen now, here are the offensive starters. At wideout, Antonio Brown is certainly someone that the defense always has to account for.
Without a doubt, a true number 1 receiver. It doesn't matter to him how defense is going to cover him. He sees it as a challenge and knows how to defeat him.
I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is third and long. From the shotgun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Roethlisberger will hand the counter. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
That's a very nice game there. Confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Connor. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. And 11 defensive strikers for Arizona.
In a league where the vast majority of guys play hard on every snap, Marcus Golden stands out for me because I've seen this guy play with so much passion and came out of college as a defensive end. They talked about making him an outside linebacker, but they figured out his strength, putting his hand on the ground, rushing the passer, with a lot of force and a lot of will.
Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Charged the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion. Kind of a bubble in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. From the down, it's Roethlisberger. And Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. Nice job keeping that opening drive alive. And they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on 3rd down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them. And now, I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone. Because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early to go on a distance count.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And room there to work it inside the 25. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits, and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the good fella, he just ate that one alive, just stumped it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 3rd down, it's Connor. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
Here's Connor. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I've seen linebackers put up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the second and the third level.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's second and 12. Now they'll throw it with Roethlisberger. And this is caught at the 8. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. 23 yards on the play. Well, he did everything but get him in the end zone there, but now they're set up golden opportunity. Strong opening drive, and they're knocking on the door.
And the way that they did it, now look where they are on the field, right? This is naturally set up for a running play, isn't it? But with his ability to throw the football, his accuracy on this drive, you know one thing about a pass play in this situation.
Interesting. Time to find out. Now, whistles here before the snap, but it looks like one of the Steelers may have moved.
False start, offense.
They get the tackle, Marcus Gilbert, second-round pick back in 2011 out of Florida.
Still first down.
Boy, they had it at the 1. The false start moves it to the 6 now for first and goal. Out they go. It's Roethlisberger. It's caught. It's Brown. Touchdown Steelers. Antonio Brown from 6 yards away. And the Steelers take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. The extra point put through by Boswell. And that makes the score 7-0. So that was a 13-play drive in total. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So out come the Cardinals now for their opening drive. As we get set to see Josh Rosen command this offense, the number 10 pick in the 2018 draft.
In the 2018 draft, there's a lot of debate about who was the best quarterback. But there was no debate about who the best thrower was out of the group. It was Josh Rosen, able to deliver short, long, medium, with touch, throw the deep ball, you name it. He's got it in his arsenal.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The first carry now. This is Johnson. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And let's look now at the offensive starters for the Cardinals.
I can go on and on about Larry Fitzgerald and his numbers, which are considerable, and everyone knows that. The thing I keep coming back to, he never quits seeking knowledge. Every year, he works with former NFL players who were great wide receivers in order to improve his game, watches a ton of film, always curious, always finding a way to adapt and improve his game.
On 2nd down, here's Rosen. Got a man over the middle, it's Williams. They get 9 out of 11, and as a result, the drive continues. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, you know what I mean? We're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try to be aggressive on their first series.
Outside, complete to Williams. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
First quarter is ended today here in Arizona. Early on, the Pittsburgh Steelers have one touchdown. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
The NFL on EA Sports is fueled by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
Ready to go now in the 2nd quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down and 5 here to start things out. The play fake. Here's Rosen. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. Ricky Seals-Jones, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and 5.
Let's face it, perfection is something we all chase, whether it's playing this game or whatever we do. Hard to attain, but that's what they were searching for as that pass goes incomplete.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
Let's go! Blue Lightning!
On play action, Rosen. Hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively, but instead it just brings up 4th down.
Oh man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
And a sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense, and that fell harmlessly to the ground. On 4th down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. And the Steelers set to take the field. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game would be ideal.
Big Ben of the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at the 20. The drive will start with Keller, and we'll get only a couple up to the 22.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you get a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half as some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up near the 44
reception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're a man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
After the interception, here's Rosen. But it's incomplete.
All right, I'm going to tell incomplete there for the best quarterbacks. They'll miss on 40% of their throws somewhere in that neighborhood, similar to a great hitter in big. Is going to fail 7 out of 10 times and still have a great year. In this case, you want perfection, but way better that it hits the ground instead of going to an opposite color jersey.
Second and 10 now from the 27. On second down, Johnson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They lost 2 there, and it's third down.
And Cameron Hayward's ability to take on blocks, hold the point of attack, and get upfield serves him very, very well. What a nice play there.
And he can take on blocks because he's built like a block. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. On third down, Rosen. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. Bud Dupree. And they're going to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
On to try the field goal now, Phil Dawson. On the left hash, officially, it's called a 51-yard attempt. And Dawson's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Now the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they would know where it forced him to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they got to be ecstatic. They didn't let him get anywhere. They made him kick a field goal. It almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Smith-Schuster now to return. And penalty markers down on the field. Yeah, they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
Legal block in the back.
It's your team. This is going to put them back in not a great field position.
So they really had zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, which is still great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Big Ben and the Steelers with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. Now Roethlisberger. And it cuts free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete. Steelers on 3rd down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. Now Roethlisberger to throw. And another one thrown incomplete. I don't know, he had to be pretty quick with his fingers to start and stop after the ball hit the ground. I'm giving him some credit.
And I'm thinking about the mental focus. You know, mental focus.
Yeah,
that's got to stay with it.
That's true. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep, the dangerous Pharaoh Cooper. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving him a whole lot of credit and thanking him for that much space to run in.
Well, big play to start him out. Has him at the 45 already.
Let's go! Blue Rabbit!
They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. And we'll get this one across midfield and down into Steeler territory. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave it with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now Rosen to throw on 2nd down. For the sideline, and he will have the 1st down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. First grab for Fitzgerald. He's got a 1st down.
If you're running that route, it's likely you end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there? You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. first down carry here for Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And it'll be 2nd and 12. Two minutes to go here in the first half. More from the desert after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. On second down, Rosen. Underneath for Johnson. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. They go play action. It's Rosen. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There was nothing available there for him.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. But look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. It's the 2nd quarter. His team has the lead, but I think he's hoping for a little bit more production out of himself.
We often talk about preaching patience to a runner when things are a little bumpy in the early going, but we have to do the same thing with the offensive line. They can't wait to halftime to make the adjustments. They have to do it from series to series so those surface tablets come into play. Check out what the defense is doing and see if they can find a better way to run it.
So they search for that patience here now. They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Eli Rogers that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's what he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Here they come, 2nd and 10 now from the 10. 2nd and 10 now. It's Roethlisberger. And they get Jared loose. It's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give him another shot here in the 1st half. If you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
The Steelers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They run with Connor. And not much there at all. It's going to get this only up to about the 11. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. As they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Here's Jordan Berry now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Taking it to 37. 20 yards on the return that time. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Cardinal offense here ready to take over. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now, what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. And now it's Rosen looking. Puts it to quick over the middle. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He's got it to Williams. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. So the offensive unit called the TO, and now we are ready to resume play. This quarterback now 6 of 10 in this first half. He's got his guys a first down here. Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because the coverage is way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
All right, here we go.
Rosen off the play action. Incomplete on the deep ball. Larry Fitzgerald was the intended target. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Rosen to throw again. And he's got pressure. And he's going to take it down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So a decent gain, but all for now on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. And what people celebrating? The guys who just gave up that play.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. Here it's 3rd and 3.
All right, here we go.
They want to go to the air again with Rosen. And that will be incomplete as well.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit us first. Now this from 43. And Dawson's kick is good. And he'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Gonzalez to kick it off. Let's field it a few yards into the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, we'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
"30 seconds remain in this first half as they come up here 1st and 10. They start with a give the counter, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
It's tough right there. He ran right to the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now it's counter. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. So we've reached halftime here with the visiting Steelers out in front. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Halftime is here in Arizona, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Steelers show. And
Okay,
the
Brandon,
score
thanks very much, and welcome
7-6, and they
everyone
pretty
to
much
this
dominated every
abridged
category.
version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This one has the look of a game that could very well go down to the wire. Just 1 point separating these two
happen in the
clubs
second
at
half.
the break. But they're ready for the second
As
half,
the
and we
Cardinals
are
will
too.
be
As we'll pick it right back out
getting the
to
ball
Brandon and Charles.
here. The only touchdown in this game being a 6-yard strike to AB. And we'll send you back to State Farm Stadium. Enjoy the rest of the game.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Johnson, and not a whole lot doing there, so get it up to about the 28-yard line. Well, Johnson dinged up a bit. Still down. Hopefully nothing serious. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
Apparently, the state of virtual Arizona has installed a yoga school, sideline yoga field school, led by the Arizona Cardinals training staff.
From the gun, it's Rosen. They will double team and it's intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. First possession in the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for them.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
Let's see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis. They'll run it now, out of the gun. Just what he went on a first down run, call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, go to the zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And a little bit of space there takes it inside the 5 to the 3. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. When we talk about being on schedule, I think they're on schedule after that run, getting it right down there on the doorstep.
Maybe even a little bit ahead, because now the defense can't dictate with pressure. They're guessing about where you're going to go. I might come right back at them with the same play, the same set, and see if they can stop it.
Here's Roethlisberger. Fighting through, getting the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Kindici able to get in there and take him down for a loss of 3.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. You got to get out of its hands quicker.
It's so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? And they'll go on the ground. And it goes backwards on this one. Losing yardage to the 7. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Another scouting report on him is that he didn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. This just a 24-yard attempt. And Boswell's kick is good. And they bump the lead up to 4 now at 10-6. But looking at it from a defensive perspective, that keeps the deficit very, very manageable. You know, all things considered, not a bad job on the defensive side.
I would say that you pointed out something pretty good right there, and that is you have to have both sides happy with that exchange. You know, happy in quotes, of course. One team, hey, we've kept it within range. The other side said, hey, we put points on the board and did stretch out the lead. Let's see how this one turns out.
Yeah, still bottom line, though, 3 points for the opening drive of the third quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Let's field it a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here comes Josh Rosen and the Cardinals offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. Let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Play action here with Rosen. And we'll dump it underneath to his running back complete. And he'll be brought down shy of 40 at the 38-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
This quarterback now just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Here's Edmonds. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. He'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Brandon, we're into the second half, and this offense has not scored a lot of points, and that was another example of why. I think it's time to open things up and start really trying to move the ball.
They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
The best offenses are the ones that win or ones that make adjustments. And right now, I think this team needs to open things up.
The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14. looking to throw. And it is incomplete. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Here's Andy Lee now, as he's on to punt for Arizona. And they keep it in, they did. They kept it in. It's down to close to the goal line at the 1 yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. There are none 2 plays, and they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember, they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
It's Connor as they stay on the ground. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. They needed some breathing room. He gave it to him. 11 yards and a first down.
Partner, I think that could echo a short yardage run. I know they're back to this their own goal line, but when they stack the defensive line like that, if you find any type of increase, you're up to the 3rd level before you know it.
So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he's looking for some running room. There wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it. So those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. It's a complete right side of the counter. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. That's right, good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
The partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal. Because everything was right, got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back to the desert. We're in Glendale. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 and 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Open man, Smith-Schuster's complete. 9 yards on the play and a 1st down.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on 3rd down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively, backbreaker. Roethlisberger now, just 7 of 15 so far, but he's got a 1st and 10. To throw here, Roethlisberger. Finding a safety valve here, that's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. That'll be a gain of 6, and it'll be a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. And they'll try the ground game here with a running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. They lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key 3rd down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know the defensive guys are thinking right now, just stop them, get to the ball. That means it might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key 3rd down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. Out of the gun. It's Roethlisberger. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything to warrant a flag.
Now, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Pittsburgh. And he was looking for the checkout bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way to the end zone now for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drive you deserve to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Rosen and the Cardinals take over with a 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And now he'll go at the 25. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You tackle it almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
All right, here we go. 3, 39.
Now it's Rosen. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Chad Williams, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass.
All right, here we go. 3, 39.
Rosen will throw. And he'll be out of bounds across the 40-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Working the sideline there. Good route, good catch. 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to let the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10.
Here we go now. 3, 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Get a 9 on the carry that time, and they'll set up with a 2nd and 1.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
On 2nd down, here's Rosen. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a pickup with 16 there that'll lead to a new set of downs.
But the hitch route is run really well. That jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender, give a little bit of space. All you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move to pick up extra yardage. That's exactly what he got done there.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. Throwing now, Rosen on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time to have a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. When you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Rosen again on 2nd and 10. Crawford's running back who's found incomplete. He gets it forward for 485, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in.
Hostile offense.
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
Still someone's getting all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot what they were, perhaps.
Yeah, that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
All right, here we go. Blue, landed.
Here's Rosen to throw. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. This is 3rd and 2, maybe the biggest play in this football game. They run with Edmonds, and he gets it to the 32, good enough for a 1st down. Just a gain of a couple, but good enough to keep the drive rolling. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Time for a break. We're back to see what happens after this. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona.
Let's see, how many penalties has that been for Arizona today?
So that'll back him up.
Yikes.
Still 1st down.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Now Rosen. Oh, he can't get the throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Bud Dupree in there to take him down, and the clock will roll. Back to throw. And he can't corral it. That would have wrapped it up if he'd been able to hold on. Instead, it brings up 3rd down. He was unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
It makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
The Cardinals on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So this defense, they looked a little shaky to start the drive, and bottom line, they're play away from finishing it off.
They rocked him a little bit on this drive, didn't they? But as you and I both know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. They have a chance to end it right here.
Down 4 late, gotta go for it here on 4th down. He's back to throw. He's going to let it fly.
And that's it from Arizona, folks. Coming next on CBS is post-game reactions from our 2 games today and highlights from all the games around the league, followed by 60 Minutes and CBS Sunday Night Movie. We'll be showing Saving Private Ryan tonight on CBS.
Smart play would have been what you suggested. Knock it down and take over in a deeper position.
And now out come the Steelers. They had the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a 1-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And they'll run it here. And strong running there gets this up over the 15-yard line. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So the defense had a chance to catch their breath, and now they're back out and ready. So they come up on 2nd down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. Again, it's Connor. Muscles it off. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And the Cardinals going to use another timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. And the knee is taken for the Steelers out of the victory formation. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Roethlisberger dropping to a knee, and that ought to do it.
I don't know about you, partner, but watching him take the knee there and finish this one off, I feel like I'm going to be sore tomorrow. This was one bruising affair. Low scoring, but my kind of football.
Not a work of art, but maybe in your role, a little bit of a work of art. You like the defensive side.
I thought it was pretty. I can't help myself. I thought it was pretty.
And it ends in a kneel down as the clock rolls down to zeros. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end.
So this will be it from Arizona. Final score today, Pittsburgh Steelers 10, Arizona Cardinals 6. Next week, the Cardinals will be hosting the Denver Broncos, and the Steelers will be going to London.